The sun sets over the desert, and shadows grow longer. These structures still stand, silent, waiting, as if holding a secret that humanity is not yet ready to understand. To understand the pyramids, you must understand the mindset of ancient Egypt. For them, death was not the end, but a transition. They believed the human soul had multiple parts. The Ka represented the life force, the Ba embodied personality, and the Ak was their eternal form. If the body decayed, the soul would be lost forever. That is why they developed mummification. But preserving the body was not enough. The pharaohs needed something greater, a machine for eternity. The pharaoh was not just a ruler, he was considered a living god. Among these divine rulers, one of the most powerful was Khufu. He decided to build something no human had ever conceived or built before. This monumental creation was not for life, but designed for death. Yet it was not an ordinary death, but a grand transition into eternity. Let's look at the reality. 2.3 million stone blocks. Average weight 2.5 tons. Some blocks up to 70 tons. That is over 6 million tons of stone, built in approximately 20 years. That means one block every 2 minutes, without pause, without modern machinery, without advanced tools. Now the real question is how? Limestone blocks were transported from distant quarries. Granite blocks came from hundreds of kilometers away. Some stones are so precisely cut that even a razor blade cannot fit between them. Main theories include massive ramp systems. Another suggests wet sand and friction reduction, or perhaps lost engineering knowledge, but none of them fully explain everything.
The pyramids are not just large, they are precise, perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with an error margin of less than 1 degree. Some researchers believe they also align with stars. Orion's belt. The 3 main pyramids resemble the pattern of these stars. Coincidence or intentional design?
Inside the pyramid, the world changes. Narrow corridors, heavy silence, stone walls that feel endless. At the center lies the king's chamber, a room made entirely of granite, perfectly engineered. But something is missing. There is no body, no treasure, no clear evidence of burial. So the question becomes, if this was not a tomb, what was it? Modern discoveries. Recent scans have revealed large hidden voids inside the pyramid, unknown chambers that have never been explored, and no one knows what lies inside them. This is where science and imagination collide. The pyramids as energy generators, structures designed to interact with Earth's energy. Ancient communication with the cosmos. Some even suggest they were not built for humans alone, or not built by humans alone. The pharaoh was not just a ruler, he was considered a living god. And one of the most powerful among them was Khufu. He decided to build something no human had ever built before. Not for life, but for death, yet not an ordinary death, a transition into eternity. Mummification in ancient Egypt was not just a physical process, it was a combination of science, religion, and ritual. Egyptians believed that after death, the soul would return to the body, so preserving it was essential. The entire process usually took around 70 days and was performed by priests. First, the body was purified. It was washed with water from the Nile River and cleaned with fragrant oils. This step had both hygienic and spiritual importance. Next came one of the strangest parts, removing the brain. This intricate process was a key step in ancient Egyptian mummification. A hook tool was inserted through the nose to break the brain into pieces. These fragments were then carefully extracted. Surprisingly, Egyptians did not consider the brain important. It was often discarded, showing their unique beliefs about the afterlife. However, the heart was left inside the body. It was believed to be the center of intelligence and emotion, vital for the afterlife journey. First, internal organs like the liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines were carefully removed. These organs were then stored in special containers called canopic jars. Each jar was protected by one of the four sons of Horus, representing different organs. Next, the body was dried using a natural salt called natron. It was covered completely. This process lasted about 40 days, removing all moisture and preventing decay. Once dried, the body was carefully restored. The embalmers filled it with linen, sand, or other materials to maintain its shape. The face was reconstructed. Eyes were replaced with stones or artificial inserts, and the skin was treated with oils to keep it flexible. The wrapping process was extremely important and could take several days. The body was wrapped in layers of linen, and between each layer, protective amulets were placed. During this stage, priests recited spells from the Book of the Dead to guide and protect the soul in the afterlife. Finally, a mask, sometimes made of gold for royalty, was placed over the face. The mummy was then put into one or more decorated coffins. It was then buried deep within a tomb. Egyptians believed that after death, the soul would face judgment before Osiris. The heart would be weighed against the feather of truth. If pure, the person entered the afterlife. If not, they would be destroyed. One of the most famous mummies belongs to Tutankhamun, whose tomb was discovered almost untouched. This gave us incredible insight into this ancient practice.